I used to self-harm to cope with anything and everything, even boredom. Now I only self-harm when it literally prevents me from doing something worse, such as attempting to kill myself or being abusive to someone else. There are so many different reasons that people might self-harm, depending on their certain struggles and mental health status. I started self-harming because I thought it was cool. I etched in a design on the top of my wrist and recarved it so it would stay, even drawing in ink to pretend, it's a colored tattoo. And people just said how disgusting it was. And that was the first time I ever really felt shame, like very obvious, evident shame, when I didn't think that there should have been any. And, once that began, the desire to feel that pain was there. I knew what an escape it could be, but I knew I had to hide it. And so I was cutting on my wrists all through high school and hiding it. And then once I began college in 2011 at age 18, I switched to cutting on my legs so it'd be much easier to hide. And only in this past year did I start cutting on my arms again for the very first time since, adulthood began 6 years ago. And it's very interesting to look back on and to see the different reasons that people might hurt themselves. I read a very incredible book that talked in depth about that, and it made so much more sense once I had read that book. And, I was able to understand people that I was never able to understand in the past, kind of get into their psyche a little bit. And I wish that more people could do this. I wish that more people had the time to invest in understanding the struggles that others go through. But time is limited, and we only invest in what personally applies to us generally. And so it's difficult, because then what happens when you have a friend who's struggling with this, but you don't know anything about it, and you just don't have the time to figure it out? And I'm guessing that's pretty much what happened with my parents, is they already had so much on their plate. It didn't seem to be a big life or death dire issue. And so it was very much brushed under the rug. And I would just like to bring awareness to the issue of self-harm and mental health struggles, because I wish more people understood this. I wish that it could be talked about openly. I wish that it could be more understood that it's a symptom of a deeper problem that needs to be addressed, that it's a symptom of a soul in so much pain that physical agony is relief, because the mental agony is so excruciating. I wish people could understand this more and have more compassion, rather than judging and jumping to assumptions and conclusions. I'd like to just bring some awareness to this right now. The main mission of the Kristin Chronicles is to start a conversation that matters, regardless of how uncomfortable it might be. I'd like to start a conversation about self-harm today, and I don't want it to be a scary, uncomfortable topic in the end. I want us to be able to talk about it like any other struggle in life. I want us to be able to break down the barriers that stigma has put up so that people like me no longer must live in isolation and suffer alone in silence.